American Airlines carries more passengers than any airline on Earth. Over 200 million a year. More than Delta, more than United, more than any carrier in the history of commercial aviation. It is also, consistently, the least profitable of the three, by a significant margin. In 2024, Delta posted a net profit of $3.4 billion. United posted $3.1 billion. American posted $846 million on $54 billion in revenue. This is not a story about COVID. It is not a story about fuel prices or bad luck or an unfavorable route network. It is the story of a decision made in a boardroom by a specific executive that cost American Airlines $1.5 billion in a single year and handed its competitors an advantage they are still widening today. Most passengers think airlines make money on ticket sales. They don't, not primarily. The real engine of airline profitability is corporate travel. A single law firm, a single bank, a single consulting group can represent millions of dollars in guaranteed annual spend. Business travelers book last minute. They rarely cancel. They sit in premium cabins on short domestic routes that generate margins leisure travelers never produce. They earn loyalty status and spend on co-branded credit cards that funnel even more revenue back to the airline. Before the pandemic, American Airlines' own chief commercial officer acknowledged that the top 60% of the airline's business travelers were producing over 80% of all business travel revenue, 80%, from a single customer segment. That is not a revenue stream. That is the foundation. And American Airlines decided to risk it. The decision that changed everything. In April 2023, American Airlines made a deliberate strategic choice. Under Chief Commercial Officer Vasu Raja, the airline pulled more than 40% of its lowest fares from traditional travel agency booking systems, the global distribution systems that every major corporate travel manager and travel management company relies on to book flights at scale. The strategy had a name, NDC, or New Distribution Capability. The idea was to force corporate bookings through American's own direct channels, cutting out agency commissions and capturing more margin per ticket. The logic on paper was not irrational. Direct bookings cost less to process. Modern retailing technology theoretically gives airlines more control over pricing and product bundling. But the execution had a critical flaw. Corporate travel managers at major companies, the law firms, the banks, the consulting groups, suddenly could not access American's full fare inventory through the systems their companies required them to use. Their booking tools, their compliance systems, their expense management platforms, none of them were built around American's new infrastructure. American assumed they would adapt. They didn't. The reaction from corporate America was immediate and catastrophic. Corporate accounts did not negotiate. They did not send strongly worded emails. They redirected their travel spend quietly, systematically, permanently to Delta and United, who had maintained their full presence in traditional booking channels. American had slashed its corporate sales staff as part of the strategy. There was no one left to make the calls, no one to retain the accounts. By the time the airline understood what was happening, it was already losing market share to competitors with more staffing, more agency relationships, and more fares available on every platform corporate travelers actually used. By the second quarter of 2024, CEO Robert Isom stood on an earnings call and said it plainly. American had lost $750 million in the first half of the year from the strategy alone. A similar hit was projected for the second half. Total damage, $1.5 billion in a single year. Isom's words were direct. I'll just be frank, we over-indexed on directs, and we've got to find a way to play in the richer pool of indirect revenue. The architect of the strategy, Vasu Raja, was fired in May 2024, 14 months after the policy launched. The strategy was abandoned. The damage was not. The compounding trap was made. The $1.5 billion loss particularly damaging was not just the number itself, it was the timing. American needed capital. Its fleet was aging, its premium cabin product had fallen behind Delta's and United's. Its international network, already more domestically concentrated than its competitors, required investment to compete. That investment required revenue, and the revenue was walking out the door in the form of corporate accounts that Delta and United were quietly absorbing and locking into new loyalty agreements. Delta and United didn't just catch the business that fell away from American, they built infrastructure around it. United accelerated its international expansion. Delta deepened its premium cabin investment and its loyalty economics. By Q3 2024, while American posted a loss of $149 million, Delta and United each reported profits approaching $1 billion for the same quarter. American had reversed the NDC policy, but reversing a policy is not the same as winning back trust. Corporate travel managers who redirected spend to Delta in 2023 had now spent a year building new relationships, new incentive agreements, new booking flows. Switching back required effort. Most did not bother. American has reversed the direct booking policy. It has hired new account managers, renegotiated agency contracts, reinstated fare content in the GDS systems it abandoned. CEO Isom has called it a reset. But Delta and United have a head start now measured in years, not months. Their loyalty programs are larger, their corporate accounts are deeper, their premium cabin capacity and international networks are expanding, while American works to rebuild relationships it spent 14 months dismantling. In the Points Guy's 2025 composite airline rankings, measuring reliability, experience, cost, and overall competitiveness, American fell 3 spots in a single year to 7th overall, sitting above only a tier of budget carriers. The largest airline on Earth by passenger volume, 7th. The routes are full, the seats are sold. The question is whether the margin ever comes back, and whether the executives who might have stopped this ever will be. If you love aviation and airplanes, subscribe to Aviatales for the latest aviation news, aircraft updates, and airplane stories. Hit the bell so you never miss a video and join our community of aviation enthusiasts. See you in the next one.